Welcome back to the HTML series. In the last episode, we learned about ML, number, date, and file input types. Today, we are going to learn three very important form elements. Text area, which is used for long messages or comments. Select an option, which is used for drop-down menus. Submit button and reset button, which is used for form buttons. These are used in almost every website, like contact forms, sign-up forms, and surveys. So let's start coding. First of all, let's create a file for this lesson. I'm gonna name it drop-down.html. Enter. So let's create general HTML structure, HTML. And inside the HTML tag, we have two more tags, a tag and also body tag. Body tag. So inside the head tag, so we are going to set a title to HTML text area and HTML text area, and select and buttons. Save it and open with live server. So here you can see on the browse tab that we have HTML text area and select and buttons. So mostly title appears on browser tab. Inside the body, we are going to set an heading. I use H2. So I'm gonna set the heading to form elements dash text area drop down and buttons. Text area drop down and buttons. Save it. So now I have an heading, an H2 heading, which is form elements text area drop down and buttons. So let's start our lesson here and create a form tag, which is a container. And inside this form tag, first of all, I'm gonna explain for you text area, how to create a text area. So text area mostly we use for writing long text like messages and feedbacks. So first of all, let's create a label for this text area. I'm gonna set the label to your message, and I'm gonna set a for tag is equal to message, and let's define a text area tag, which create for us a text box that we can write text in it. So I'm gonna set some elements, some attributes like ID attributes, message. These four attributes and ID attributes must be the same because four attributes connect label to the text area, and we use ID attributes in CSS to select or target this text box and style it. So let's create some rows attribute to 4 columns and columns attribute to 40. Rows determine the height of the box and columns sets the the width of the box. So let's create a placeholder as well. Placeholder attribute, close this one. Placeholder attribute to equal to, we set placeholder attribute to write your message here, and here save it. So now you see that we have a label and also a text box here. So let's update. Here I'm gonna put a colon, and also I'm gonna add a break line here and save it so that this label appears on the top and our text box appear on the bottom. So we have placeholder attribute, that is a gray line here. If we type our message, for example, this is a text area lesson. So now you can see here that the placeholder disappeared. Just it guides the user that this text box we use for which reason. And let's learn what is the function of rows and columns. So actually rows determine the height of this text box and columns determine the width of the text box. So now we have 4 rows here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. You see that here we have 4 rows, and also here we have 40 columns. If I'm gonna write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we have 10 numbers. If I copy this one and paste here and paste here again and paste here again, so now you see that we have 40 columns and also we have 4 rows here. So this was our text area lesson. So let's continue to our lesson, and now we are going to learn about select drop down menu. Select is a drop down menu. So first of all, let's create a label for our select label. So I'm gonna set the label to select your country. Select your country, colon, and I'm gonna select for attribute to, I'm gonna set for attribute to country, for example, and also let's create select and select tag, and inside the select tag is a drop down menu. So let's set ID to country the same as for, whatever you put for, and you have to set the ID as well. So here we have for country and also ID is also country. For and ID, for is connect the label to our select drop down menu. So let's create some options for this select. So option 1, and we need some, let's create 3 more options. Copy this one and paste it. Command V if you're on Windows, Control V, and inside this option let's create some countries. Right Canada, for example, USA, India, and UK or United Kingdom. Okay, and let's put here a value attribute as well. Value attribute to Canada, and here as well value attribute to Canada, value attribute equal to USA. Here also set value attribute to India, and here also set value attribute to UK. So let's create break lines here below our text area. I'm gonna create 2 and save it. So now you can see here we have a drop down menu. So if I click here, so you can see 4 options. I can select 4 options. The first option is automatically selected. So I can select USA here, I can select India, I can select UK. So this is our drop down or select lesson. Let's continue our lesson. Let's create 2 break line first and scroll down, and now let's learn about buttons. We are going to create 2 important buttons that we use mostly in forms. We create submit button and reset button. That submit button is used to send the form data, and also reset button is used to clear everything typed in the form. So create an input tag. So input tag is a void element. It doesn't have a closing tag. Inside the input tag, set the type attribute to submit and the value attribute to equal to submit form. And here as well, let's create another button type to reset button and value to reset form. Here we need a greater than. So let's save it, and you can see here right now that we have 2 buttons, submit buttons and reset buttons. So here, for example, if I select India, if I press reset form, it will reset it to our default option that it was Canada. And also here I have submit buttons. If I choose India and submit it, it will submit for me. Let's wrap up. In this lesson, we studied about the text area, select, drop down, and also submit and reset buttons. In the next episode, we will learn how to add form validation, for example, making fields required, setting minimum and maximum values, and more. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.